What's up everybody, another beautiful day on the Dragon Isles, and today we'll be taking a look at the new dungeon, the Nokhud Offensive. 6th dungeon in my quick guide series for all Mythic dungeons and M+ in Dragonflight, focusing on boss mechanics. So the Nokhud Offensive, whether you like it or not, dragon riding is a big part of this dungeon, as you'll need to swoosh and swirl your way to different bosses, or courageously walk on the ground if you fail. Moving on to the first boss, which is Granite. Near the boss you'll notice there are several lances or ballistas, whatever you want to call them. Firing one of these deals 5% of boss's HP and stuns it for 5 seconds, and you will use this to interrupt Granite's eruption, which deals damage to everyone in the party, and each hit increases its damage. Now boss will also do a sludge fist stomp, big circle around boss deals damage, and on Mythic a saboteur will spawn which tries to dismantle the ballistas or lances, and it ignores players in threat. Kill these as soon as possible or you won't be able to interrupt eruption and you die. They are stunnable, rootable, etc. Then we have the second boss, which is the Raging Tempest. Energy Surge increases its melee attack speed by 10% for 10 seconds and causes melee attacks to deal additional nature damage, which is purgeable. And whenever tank is out of range, boss deals 100% nature damage instead. Boss will also spawn tons of orbs all over the place that move in towards the boss. Make sure no orb reaches the boss or it gains 5% damage and deals damage to everyone in the party. Now if a player instead eats an orb, you take some damage and gain 5% damage increase stacking per orb instead, which is good. Lightning Strike targets everyone in the party. Big Circle deals nature damage when it goes off. On Mythic, if this AoE hits a lightning orb, it destroys it and it deals damage in a 10-yard area. So use these to clear orbs as well whenever possible. And at 100 energy, boss casts an electrical storm, dealing high amount of ticking damage to everyone in the party. Just heal, Floorhead. Then we have the third boss, Terra and Maruk. On Mythic, they have Ancestral Bond, dealing 20% more damage if they're further than 20 yards apart. Aim to keep them close. Looking at Terra, Gale Arrow targets several players. After a few seconds, deals damage and spawns 4 tornadoes that swirls around at targeted player's location. Terra also pushes everyone away from Maruk with Repel, then continues pushing back with Guardian Wind, which is interruptible. This boss also occasionally Spirit Leaps away. Then we have Maruk. At 100 energy, slams the ground 3 times, spawning lines of swirls. Swirls are bad, and it targets players' location, so if you move as a group, they're very easy to control. Then you have Frightful Roar, 15-yard circle around boss that fears players hit, and he will also brutalize the tank a bit, dealing a chunk of physical damage. And then we have the last boss, Balakar. In phase 1, targets a player with Iron Spear, deals damage and knocks players back after a few seconds. Boss will then charge to the spear, dealing damage and knocking players back if they get hit. Get out a spear, drop it behind a rock or next to a wall if possible to shorten the length of his charge. Upheaval, Frontal Cone, targeted towards a random player. Knockback and damage also causes a quake to spawn underneath all players, which erupts after a bit. Cone bad, quake bad. Move. And at 60%, phase 2 starts. Boss starts channeling Siphon Power, goes immune. Several ads spawn. You can DPS boss again when you've nuked down all the ads. Make sure to interrupt their storm bolts and dodge all the lightning swirls. Then in phase 3, everything is lightning. Iron Spear is now Static Spear and pulls in all players to its impact location, so be careful where you place this. And his Frontal Cone is now crackling, and when he casts this, players will AoE 5 yards around them and drop a crackling cloud puddle thingy at their location. Tanks, keep in mind all tank damage is now nature damage, and also watch out for the lightning swirls. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the boss fights in the Nokhud Offensive. Let me know what y'all think of these bite-sized dungeon guides in the comments, and if you'd like to see more dungeon content in the future. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I stream progression and testing on Twitch, Stankie Gaming. And make sure to check out my Patreon if you want to help support me, my work, and my goal of upgrading my computer. As a patron, you get access to the Stankie Discord, among other things. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.